Hi, welcome back to Live Amazing with Steffon. Today I want to talk to you about the physics in the way we work out. Up to now, most of us have been doing what's called chasing the pump. Now we don't call it that, and we don't consciously think about it, but when you go into the gym, the way you feel like you got a good workout is that you have got an amazing pump and you went to failure. Now, in using the components I've already provided for you in my books, Live Amazing and Creative Bodybuilding, Lifestyle of the Amazing, you know that frame and form with resistance training is essential for isolation of the muscle for proper stimulation and lack of injury. There's one other thing about that. Now, if we go into that using our correct frame and form, you're going to be isolating the muscle. But if you don't have the right tempo and you're using the normal physics that we use for working out, which is aggressive on the positive and just check out on the negative, you just let it come down. And usually that rapid negative allows you to bounce out of the bottom and get your next rep, which is really instrumental in getting a good pump because you're really pumping. You're getting 5, maybe 10 more reps. You're also getting maybe 5 or 10 more pounds per lift on whatever it is because you're using momentum to keep that pump going. And then when you're done, you're big as a balloon, you feel all pumped up. Now, whether you're on steroids or not, and a lot of your nutritional issues will dictate the results that come from that. We're not talking about steroid use, we're talking about everybody here. And so the one little adjustment in the nuance that we can do to our program is to make a shift from chasing the pump to focusing on time under tension with each individual exercise. Now we already understand our exercise grouping, our exercise choices. We understand the frame and form for those exercises, and if you don't, then you need to go back and read the book and get on board because it's super easy, but it's not negotiable. Now what we need to do is adjust how we do the exercise. So time under tension would be more paying attention to our negative. So bench press, for example, you put the weight on your warm up. Normally we warm up waiting for some pump to come, a little bit of burn, and that tells us, oh, okay, here we go. Okay, I'm getting ready to go. And that's just normal. I'm not criticizing anybody. We all do that. But what we're doing is only warming up half the muscle. It's like the top half versus the bottom half. Well, the bottom half's half the muscle, so what are we doing? By going up aggressively, resist on the way down, wait for a count at the bottom for the full stretch, then come out of the stretch rapidly on your positive to a full contraction, hold the contraction for a count, and then reduce maybe 2 to 3 count on the negative. Okay? That's pretty standard. Resist on the negative, positive on the positive. But you really have to concentrate on it and not bounce out of the bottom. By holding the stretch at the bottom, you get full time under tension, aggressively explosive on the way up, fast twitch muscle fibers, contract at the top, resisting on the way, getting the slow twitch muscle fibers. And you're also saturating the entire muscle with stimulation. What's going to happen here is you erase any chance of injury, and you are maximizing what your stimulation can do for you with less weight. Trust me, you'll do less weight. The point of weight in the gym is just ego, and it's just nonsense. And if you're still playing with that, turn this off because you're not going to get it. The most efficient way to do this is to use it correctly. The weight is only 50% of the intensity, especially when you're focusing on time under tension. With chasing the pump, especially if you haven't addressed your frame and form, you hit failure. Your body hit failure doing a bench press for your chest using every muscle it could possibly get its hands on. And you went until you couldn't go anymore. Well, that's putting your body under time under tension, but there's no isolation there. And so you really have to focus on frame and form and get the correct isolation of the muscle. Now, once you've done that, your weight came down. You can't do as much weight because you're isolating the muscle and you're really getting great stimulation. With this final little nuance of adjusting to time under tension with the negative on the resisting on the negative, stretch at the bottom, positive contraction, hold the contraction, then resist on the way down. You will be amazed at how deep that said pump goes and the nature of the stimulation you're getting. Your weight will come down, the number of sets will come down, your injuries are gone, and you're going to get more results out of less energy. So the time under tension versus chasing the pump is the point. Give it a try. I'm telling you, it's the icing on the cake of creative bodybuilding, which is to do things correctly with the body so that those blocks will eliminate and you'll get the goal that you're after. This is the final one. And the beautiful thing about this, not only is it so effective, but I love the way by itself, by focusing on the time under your tension versus chasing the pump, it forces you to align with everything else. You have to do it correctly. You have to put your mind in there, which is the beautiful thing about the mind-muscle connection, which is almost like the Zen of bodybuilding or creative bodybuilding, which also gives you that intimacy, which I mentioned earlier in one of my other videos, which makes it so satisfying on an emotional level. If you don't emotionally want to do something, buddy, you're going to quit. So you need to make friends with this. This isn't about looking better in your swimming suit. This is about your life, and it's about making your body healthier. This is just one more added piece of the puzzle that really puts the picture together so that you can excel and achieve the goals that you're after. So if you haven't read them yet, jump on my website, liveamazingnow.com. Live Amazing and Creative Bodybuilding, Lifestyle of the Amazing are both of my books there to help you out. If you're a beginner, Live Amazing. If you've been into this for a while, you're going to love creative bodybuilding. Has nutrition, exercise ideas, and everything else, but time under tension, no matter what you're doing, let's focus on that. So until next time, let's all live amazing. Thank you.